Hello everybody, welcome back to another tier list video. Welcome to my tier list of the Sims 3 expansion pack. Okay, so the first expansion pack for the Sims 3 was World Adventures, and oh my god, what a beautiful expansion pack. First expansion pack for a Sims game. Maybe the first best expansion pack for any Sims game that came out. So the World Adventures enabled your sim to go to either Egypt, France or China, and each adventure was so amazing. So it was kind of like, yeah, it was a holiday expansion pack, but there was more to it. You could do more on your holidays. You basically, it was like you were like Indiana Jones or Lara Croft. You could go adventuring into certain things. Let's pick China, for example. So you'd go to China, you could learn the karate skill or the martial arts skill, and you would kind of it was kind of like mission based, and you'd go to one place and bring someone this thing, and then eventually later on in it you'd go around into like different community lots, and you can go exploring around them. There was things like mining out caves and dodging traps and kind of figuring out puzzles to get further in each cave, and then you would collect relics, which were actually worth things. You could sell these on. You could get things out of chests and sell them on. There was like secrets and there was riddles, and I remember when it came out, we were, jeez, didn't it come out like, was it 2009 it came out in? I remember it was like Christmas time. I got it just before Christmas. We were up in Dublin shopping, and I was like, oh, I need to get it. And I remember I got it. Dad got it for me. And then we came back home on the train. Back home, installed it, played it non-stop. I always loved the intros of each world that you went into. If you went to France, you had the grape making skill. What did they call it? The auto wine or something like that. Something wine. The wine making skill. That was another cool skill in the game. I absolutely adore this, top to bottom. Think it's one of the greatest expansion packs ever, and what a first expansion pack for a Sims game. It has to be a best tier for me. Now, that gets us on to the next expansion pack. An ambitious expansion pack by the Sims team, the Sims 3 Ambitions. And this was basically where you had jobs where you could actually see your Sims doing them jobs. You could be a firefighter, a ghost hunter, the architecture one, which I think was probably like the best. The investigator one, that was cool. Going around and searching for clues, that was really cool. There was the stylist one, I think. You could get tattoos in this game. It was just so cool. The tattoos were part of the stylist career, by the way. But I actually think the best job out of it was the architecture one. Like, you do people's houses up. So they'd give you like a set. Like, it was like kind of like opportunities. They'd be like, okay, so I kind of want this done. Here's my budget for my sitting room or my living room or my kitchen, whatever I want to get done. And you do it up. They could really like it. They could really hate it. If you went over budget, you'd be down money. But it was actually so cool to go to a job and watch your sim do it. Because normally they'd hop into a car. They'd go to, let's say, the cinema place or the music career, and they'd go in there and we wouldn't see them until we just press 3 until they walk out of the business. Really cool and really different change for a Sims game. I think other people can agree with me that it was a pretty cool game. It brought in laundry in this game. Oh yes, I forgot about that. Having a wash machine and a tumble dryer in a Sims game and a clothesline was very game changing in a way. It was like the first time we ever like, oh, let's wash our Sims clothes. Simbots came into it, which were kind of like the servos in a way. They were the robot Sims that you could have. They were cool. But I think it's one of the best Sims 3 games. Now we get on to another great Sims 3 game, Late Night. And again, one of my favourite Sims expansion packs ever. This kind of was like your, nightlife and hot date kind of expansion pack. It brought kind of that nightlife and like pubs and like dive bars and sports bars and different nightclubs to your Sims world. The world that came with this was Bridgeport. I actually really liked it. Just felt it was kind of very dark, but still very good. Two new jobs came into this expansion pack, and I think still to this day that they'd be my favorite careers in a Sims game. There was the film career. where you could be eventually go on to become either an actor, like a really like high tier actor, or a great director. Really interesting, because at that time I kind of wanted to be like, I wanted to be an actor, or I kind of wanted to be a director, so it was actually cool having a sim doing it. But the other job was being in a band and having band members. This was fantastic. So it introduced new instruments into the game: the drums, the bass, the piano was already in it. What else was in it? Because I remember I had a 4-piece band. I had a 4-piece band. I called them AC/DC. It was a 4-piece AC/DC band without a singer. And I remember just touring all around Bridgeport and going to like different bars, and then we'd get more famous and we'd get really popular. Every time, like, you know, we weren't playing a gig, I was getting everyone like building up their skills in whatever instrument they were playing. I had so much fun doing it. It was just a great time. And I have to, it's one of the best expansion packs for me as well. Vampires came into that expansion pack too, which I should not forget, because that was a cool, another way of playing The Sims 3. I did, one of my band members one time got hit by a vampire, and I kind of got really worrying at one stage. We now get onto The Sims 3 Generations, and the majority of the Sims community absolutely adores this expansion pack, and I'm kind of a little bit worried that people might take a little offense what I have to say about it. Don't get me wrong, The Sims 3 Generations is a good expansion pack, right? It's a very good expansion pack, but for me, we'll get into it. See, it introduced like new stuff for the whole family, like the entire generations of all your family, like all the age groups. Like toddlers and toddlers would be in like strollers. Elders could now have canes when they walked around. There was new type of celebrations for birthdays, weddings, graduations. There was graduation ceremonies. There was prom. And these were all amazing, cool things for your Sims family. Like, you know, you think they should be in the game anyways. There was the new daycare job, which I wasn't interested in it. And I'm not being bad to the game. Spiral staircases came in this game though, which was kind of just great, watching your Sim going round up and down like in a circle from floors. That was fun. But for me personally, I didn't care for like the family living aspect in The Sims, and I still kind of don't. I kind of like just having like one main Sim, whatever. I rarely like grow a family. If I can kind of want to continue the story and I get fed up with my main Sim, then yes. But I don't really care about the family. Honestly, like, it is one of the best Sims games ever. But for me, I just have to put it in the good tier. We get on to the Sims 3 Pets. Now, if you watch my Sims 2 tier list video, I obviously said that The Sims 2 Pets was way better than The Sims 1 Unleashed. The Sims 3 Pets takes it to a whole new level, because the big thing about The Sims 3 Pets was, not only did we have our normal cats and dogs, but we got horses. And you can control your cat, dog, or horse. Like, you can completely control them, because in the past games you couldn't. And it was so much fun, and I actually thought the Horses edition was a great addition. Horses mainly is this, like, not that they suited the new map that came with, the new world that came with it, was Apolloso Plains or something like that. But you didn't have to spend big money on a car. You could have your horse. Hey, we'll go to the city centre, and you just go off down the street, you go on your horse. There was horse shows, so you could train your horse up, get them in, enter them into shows and try and win prizes. You could still train your cats and your dogs. But I just think it was a truly amazing game. Not only that, it did come out on my birthday. Well, it came out the day before my birthday. It came out on October 20th. My birthday's 21st. And I remember the day I got it. I got it on my lunch break on school. Me and David Keenan, Frozen Blaze 1996 boy, we went to Supermax that day. I remember that day clearly, and I remember coming home and playing it. And Apolloso Plains blew me away with the world. The world itself is just fantastic, and I'm telling you, it's one of the best. It is probably the best pets games that we have out there for The Sims. Right, The Sims 3 Showtime. I had a big problem with this. Okay, so it was kind of like Late Night 2. In a way. And I was kind of like trying to bring that celebrity status back into the game. Kind of like Superstar, if you know what I mean. there was 3 new jobs that came in with this game. The singer, the acrobat, and the magician. The magician one was actually good. The singing one was fine. But I never really did the acrobat one. I thought this was silly. Because it was literally like an expansion of Late Night. Like, why? Yeah, you brought the band feature in with Late Night. You couldn't have a singer with your band. Why bring a singer career later into the game when you all can already have a band? That really annoyed me. Because I would have preferred for my 5-piece AC/DC band, but I was stuck with my 4-piece AC/DC band, and one of them turned into a vampire. So we could only play gigs really late at night. So, I just don't get it. And they kind of went through that kind of Katy Perry stuff pack at this time. So, like, they were kind of like trying to, not force you, but there was, if you had the Katy Perry thing, you'd get a whole themed Katy Perry venue and all this stuff. I didn't care. I don't care about that. I just want to play The Sims to escape life, not have life in it. Real life, of course. Don't get me wrong, like, there's some cool things in it. The jobs are cool, but missed opportunity here. Could have made Late Night a little bit better. I understand that there's a few years between Late Night and Showtime, but don't make an expansion pack of an expansion pack, if you know what I mean. It really annoyed me in that sense. So I'd have to put it into okay. Yeah. Maybe good, because it's still a good expansion pack. Now we get on to The Sims 3 Supernatural, which, if all like your supernatural magic-style Sims games, this one is the best out of them all. We had 4 or 5 new life types. You could be... Oh, crap. You could be a werewolf, a zombie, a fairy, a witch, and a vampire was classified in it, but it was kind of like an improved vampire kind of a life state, in a way. It was the same, but like the vampire one was a little bit weird. The world that it came with, Moonlight Falls. Oh, I really hope that's the right world. And even more importantly, that it's a true world. Was such an amazing world. I like the random events that would occur outside your house. Sometimes you'd be just chilling, playing the game, and then like your screen would kind of go like a hazy green color, and like witches would just appear and everything. Me and Puffer were actually talking about it recent enough. Both of us agreed that this is one of the best Sims 3 Supernatural games. You could also go into Create a Sim and straight off the bat create, a werewolf type sim or a witch type sim. You had kind of like obviously items and items based around the team. I remember the station, like the alchemy station and a rocking chair. They were pretty interesting items. It never really blew me away, but it did actually. It did. I'd put it in best actually. Yeah, it deserves to be in best. The Sims 3 Seasons. Now, this is a good one. For some strange reason, I just think that the normal base game of The Sims 3, The Sims 3 Pets, and Seasons, they work beautifully. If you just have them 2 expansion packs with the base game of the game, to turn it into, it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful combination. I really, really, really enjoyed this version of Seasons into the game. It was a step up from The Sims 2. They're similar enough, but what I really liked about it was the town events. Now, this was a big thing that was obviously already in The Sims 3 anyways, because The Sims 3 was open world. But like, if it was autumn, some event went on at like the Central Park area. If it was winter, again, something would go on. There was like soccer and snowboarding in this one, which was always fun. We had snowboarding in The Sims 1 on holiday. Soccer for me, great thing to have it in The Sims. It was just beautiful. And they kind of took the whole like temperature thing to a new level in this one, where if your Sims got really cold in this one, they were bad. They could die like. And which they can in The Sims 2 too, but this one just took it to a more realistic level. It's actually a beautiful expansion pack. I remember the hot dog stands and everything like that. I really liked The Sims 3 Seasons. I'm putting it up there in the best. And I'm moving Showtime down actually, because I don't know. The more I think about it, I'm actually sitting there getting annoyed about it. The Sims 3 University Life. So if you watch my Sims 2 tier list, I really, really, really love the Sims 2 University. So they had to up the game here, okay? What I think really works for the Sims 3 University is because maps were open world, it really felt more like a university life, like a big campus, going around, you could skip class, go to bars, play bear pong, different things like that. It brought in loads of different skills, photography skill, the social networking skill, which I suppose it works like. Bowling, you could be a pro bowler, that was cool. Well, the rocket science kind of featured in this one too. So there was different types of like new jobs, obviously, that would come from it again. Video game developer, which is a big one. I've mentioned this before. Of course, we all want that. It was like there was an art career, and there was like a sports agent or something like that. It works. It's a good expansion pack, but it was never like blowing you away. It just, I don't know. I never got the same feeling from the Sims 2 University of it. I can't really I don't understand it. I don't understand why. It just didn't give me the same feeling as the Sims 2. Maybe because the Sims 2 one, you're constantly always stuck in your dorm, and that's what we were used to. Which is kind of weird that I'd pick that over the open world. Hey, don't get me wrong. It's good that you could skip class and go somewhere else. And there's all types of different Sims that would go on. So, like, roommates and stuff like that could have been issues. But it's a good expansion pack. It's a really good expansion pack. I think what just kind of peeved me off was that I waited for that expansion pack for a long time. I actually remember at the time, the whole Sims 3 community, we all waited for a university expansion pack for a long time. I mean, I would have picked it over Supernatural. I would have picked it over Showtime. Possibly would have picked it over Seasons, and I would have picked it over Generations, but not really, because they work hand in hand. They have a nice kind of connection, a few things to it. I would have liked it earlier, because as I mentioned this about like the Sims 2 apartments life, why do these things? Why bring these expansion packs out when you're already telling the story of your Sims life? Now, you could have old Sims that go to university, but I like the all kind of like typical way, I like the typical way of baby, toddler, child, teenager, go to university, young adult, elder, dead. you skipped it by a few years, yeah, and that annoyed me. Okay, now we get on to Island Paradise. And see, this is the thing. Do you call this like the holiday expansion pack? Yes. World Adventures is one, but World Adventures is more focused on it's more like an exploration expansion pack, but they're both holiday packs as well. Like, it was at this time, Island Paradise was really buggy. It really bugged out my game. It was incredibly hard to run sometimes. Some of the greatest features from it is houseboats. Now that's pretty cool. They were pretty cool. You can't deny that. The resort manager career, that was a good one. Other than that, there was a lifeguard and a scuba diving one. Mermaids were in the game. They were interesting. But I just felt like this game was never really optimized, and they released it, and I didn't really get to play it that much. It would crash, it wouldn't load, whatever. I'd have to uninstall it, reinstall it. I'm not all about that life, guys. It sucks. So, unfortunately, just to a bad player experience over it, because I used to be able to run as many expansion packs and stuff packs on this before I get this one, and it just doesn't work. I had a bad player experience. I have to put it as okay. It is a good expansion pack, but I mean, if it doesn't work for you trying to play it, you're going to have a bad experience with it. Now we get to The Sims 3 Into the Future. Kind of experienced some similar problems with Island Paradise with this one, but I really liked the lore to this one. As it says on the expansion pack, Into the Future, you could time travel into the future. You get this kind of device, you'd step in it, and you would go to the future, basically. And there was different Sims. It carried on the story, like the lore of your past Sims. You'd encounter Sims from different worlds, and you would see that their family have aged up. Some Sims would have went on and died, and you can kind of learn about their story and how they got into these positions. A really cool game. I like the concept of it. I do like the concept of it. There was like the Plumbot robot that came into this game, because there was like two different types of robots now, because we had the Simbot in Ambitions and the Plumbot in this one, and they were interesting. But again, sometimes I struggle to play it. I personally think it's better than Island Living, but like it is, but it was laggy too. I'd put it as a good category. Really weird bluey green hazel effect to the world Oasis. Is it Oasis Springs? It's Oasis something, I think. But it was more the background story to Sims families, and that some Sims have passed on and everything like that. That really made it kind of a little bit special, because I really like the lore in The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, because The Sims 3 is before The Sims 1. It goes Sims 3, Sims 1, Sims 2. Sims 4 is just like the multiverse. And I really enjoyed the lore to it, but I didn't really mess around with it too much. Just couldn't play it. I mean, we got a Sims 1 complete collection. We have a Sims 2 complete collection. We do not have a Sims 3 complete collection, because what I believe is they knew that their game, it was laggy. Plus, there's like crazy amount of stuff packs as well. They didn't optimize the game, and that was the problem with it. I missed opportunities here. And I just really wish that even now, if I try and like install many Sims 3 expansion packs and stuff packs together, eventually at a certain stage, my computer is just like, what the hell is going on? It can run a few of them fine, but it just starts to freak out after a while. And that was a little bit worrying about the Sims. But anyways, that is my list, guys. I will be leaving the link in the description below, of course. Click on the link and fill out your own tier maker form. Send it on to me. Tier maker? Yeah, form. Whatever. Send it on to me. You can tweet it at me. At Peter Klein Jr. Or you could just, if you want, let me know in the comment section below. And we can kind of compare and see if there's similarities to our opinions. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I shall see you guys next time. Might put Showtime in bad.